I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. A very important date. I feel like that little bunny rabbit. Do you remember before the Energizer Bunny, decades before, and there was this cartoon character with a white rabbit with a black briefcase running on 2 feet, and the feet were running like this, and the rabbit's ears were like akimbo, and he was saying, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late for a very important date. I'm late, I'm late, I'm late for a very important. I wonder if that was in the Alice in Wonderland film. I don't recall. But anyway, I feel like that particular rabbit this morning. No matter what I did, no matter what I did, I would look at the clock and be behind and run, run, run. And I would try to get here and I'd say, no, no, I need to get this done before I get that done. And everything was late. So, but that's okay. We're here now. Take a deep breath. One deep breath, two deep breaths. Ground yourself. Angel B. Hartwell says, be heard by millions and live your destiny, a creative age leader's guide to speak, sell, serve, and succeed. Angel B. Hartwell. In chapter 5, page 45, we expertify yourself. Everybody loves and wants to pay the expert. When you stake your claim in the world as an expert and stand up and say with confidence and courage exactly what it is you are here to do, you will naturally attract opportunities for serving and succeeding. Are you ready to expertify yourself? Yes, that is another word I made up. It speaks to what needs to happen in order for you to really, truly prosper in your virtual speaking business. You must set yourself apart from the rest of the marketplace as an expert in the area in which you want to serve. It doesn't matter what the message is. In order for you to prosper powerfully, you must stand out in some way from the rest of the crowd. Let's explore the value of staking your claim in the marketplace. We'll discover some of the reasons why you might be hiding your light and how to make a shift so that you can be heard. I'll illustrate it with a story about a dear friend of mine who is a very athletic person. There are people who exercise, and then there are people who are athletic. For athletic people, their sport or sports are a lifestyle. My friend has two sports. She's a 20 plus year snow skier, and she also loves to mountain bike. That means she goes somewhere where it's spring bicycling and winter skiing. I am sure she probably does it in the same geography. I'm thinking this, I'm just wondering. Anyhow, Angel says, when she isn't working, she's outside either on a mountain bike in warmer weather or skiing in the winter. Guess what? Yeah. Recently, she had a freak accident and broke her foot. Because she's an athlete, she values her physical body and its functionality at a higher level than the average person. She broke her foot stepping out of bed. Somehow she twisted herself, landed wrong, and broke a bone in her foot in an unusual way. Initially, it didn't seem like it was broken because she could walk on it for a couple of weeks, but it was actually broken in a very unique way that could have caused her to have permanent issues with that foot if she hadn't addressed it immediately. She lives in the Boston area like me, where we have some of the best doctors in the world. She was not satisfied with the first doctor, however, and immediately went on a search for the best, an expert in taking care of her particular kind of break. This is the difference between being in the pool of professionals and being an expert. A large number of physicians could have performed her surgery and put a cast on her foot, but she wanted the best in order to preserve her athleticism. An expert is harder to get and more exclusive, of course. An expert costs more and has a better office and location. I hope that story illustrates how important it is to expertify yourself if you want to prosper and generate great value for the people you are here to serve. You have to be an expert to stand out from the crowd, maybe even positioning yourself as the best of the best. What trips up a lot of messengers is that they're afraid to stand out. Me. They hide in their light. They hide their light. They hide their light, is what she said. There are some reasons why you might be hiding your light. I'm going to teach you how to shift those issues so that you can be heard. 3 reasons why messengers hide their light. Cultural conditioning, wanting to avoid conflict, fear of attack or threats. Katie was someone who dealt with cultural conditioning that caused her to hide her light. Client's story came into the light. Katie. Client's story, come into the light, Katie. That's the story. Client's story, come into the light, Katie. Katie came to me because she had invested in a $25,000 year-long business building mastermind program and was having some challenges with it. This mastermind program emphasized speaking as an expert, but Katie couldn't find her authentic voice or claim herself as an expert. The program was encouraging her to claim her expert status, but internally, she just couldn't do it. Part of the reason why was because Katie came from a culture where doing so would have been considered unacceptable. She was trained by her family to keep herself small, not make herself different, bigger, or better than anyone else. Her conditioning was keeping her from serving the people that she was here to serve and being able to find her authentic voice and share what she was here to do. The conditioning was keeping her from claiming her expert status, growing her business, and making more money. After we did some work together to help her release some of those old cultural overlays, patterns of behavior, and beliefs that she held about herself, she was able to shift and heal all of that. She found her voice, started her own radio show, and was put on a major network TV show within just a few weeks. Now she's helping people all over the world. She's getting joint venture partnership opportunities, all because she was finally willing to step out there and say she's the expert in her field. The second reason why we hide our light is the fear of being subjected to attack or theft. This fear can be hiding beneath the surface, or it can be a result of actually having been publicly attacked or threatened. Colleague story, Get Down Gina. This story is about a colleague who invented a software platform that helps people every single day to get their work done. It's a powerful, fabulous accountability software program. She originally designed it for academics to help get them to help them get their writing done, because academics need to do a lot of writing and publishing in order to get tenure and to advance in that world. Um, Yin Yang knows of an old friend whose husband was trying to get tenure. This professor was offered a position on the presidential um, advisory committee, the presidential advisory committee in Washington, D.C. So he went to work there for a year, came back and couldn't get tenure, and he was devastated. But you really take your choices. You've got to be ready for what happens when you take your choices. That's what Yin Yang is thinking right here. But anyway, um, Get Down Gina originally designed it for academics to help them get their writing done, because academics need to do a lot of writing and publishing in order to get tenure and to advance in that world. At the event where Angel met her, however, she was bringing it to a different audience of coaches and mentors. It was her speaking presenting debut. It was a warm audience because the people there knew and loved her personally, as well as what she had to offer. It was a very welcoming environment, and she received plenty of appreciation. Gina is the kind of presenter who's very humble and self-effacing. She reminds me, this is Angel speaking, she reminds me of a little bunny rabbit. She was quivering with fear on the stage, but she was up there doing it anyway. She came off the stage to a big round of encouraging applause, but as she headed to the back of the room, a very large woman blocked her path. This woman happened to be another colleague of ours. She said to Gina, "I don't know how you expect to enroll anybody in your software program and get them to buy from you if you do XYZ on the stage." I don't even remember what the XYZ was, but I saw Gina's joy bubble get popped before my eyes. Gina had come off the stage fully in her power, feeling joyful and excited. After this woman confronted her, Gina burst into tears and went running for the bathroom. As you can imagine, it was really hard for her to get a whole lot of sales and additional feedback because she was hiding in the bathroom crying while people were lined up waiting to buy from her. I was able to help her out so that she could recover her power and get back out there to make a few sales despite the incident. Now, she's much more confident and powerful when she speaks and wholly believes in herself and the good that her system and software bring to the world. She also recognizes the power of virtual speaking. Recently, she spoke to my list and we had over 100 people register for the call. Some of them signed up to find out more and purchase her software system. That fear of having your joy bubble popped and the desire to avoid conflict can cause you to stay small. It can prevent you from putting yourself out there as an expert where somebody can poke you. When you expertify yourself, you need to be grounded in what you're here to do. You need to be able to stand tall, firmly, and totally owning your value. You must believe fully that you can handle it when somebody has their pin out and pointed at you. Um, Yin Yang has an example of uh, an ancient legend. Um, this is recorded history. It's very old history, and it is of an ancient uh, Indian monk that went to China and sat against the cave, sat in a cave and faced the wall for 9 years. This is a story where somebody also poked him with a pin, and the pin came out. Imagine that. Oh, okay, back to the story. You're capable, says Angel, you're capable of making your joy bubble so strong and radiating powerfully from you that the pin will become bent. You'll find that you just smile and move the poker aside, continuing on your merry way with your joy bubble fully intact. You'll then connect with the people who love and appreciate you and want to do business with you. The final story about why we hide and why we don't choose to expertify ourselves is all about being subject to theft of our intellectual property. Stealing, not on my watch. I had a client, let's call her Annie, who developed a whole program on wealth and on distinctively branding yourself in a certain way. I have another client, let's call her Margaret, who ran a speaking event for which I was hired as the MC. Margaret went to one of Annie's events where she received a lot of training in this process of distinctively branding yourself. Margaret apparently took some of Annie's proprietary material and incorporated it into her own program and then told Annie directly, "Hey, I stole your stuff." Annie was then faced with deciding whether to defend her intellectual property and go after Margaret with a cease and desist order. Well, that's exactly what Annie did. Margaret said, "I don't know why Annie is attacking me and sending me lawyer letters to cease and desist," even though she had openly admitted that she stole Annie's proprietary material. Good morning, John Clark. Good day, everybody. This is Morsels of a Thought number 1380, if I haven't already said that. When you set yourself up as an expert, you sometimes have to defend your proprietary material. You have to make the choice to step into a place where there might be some conflict. You might refuse to expertify yourself because of fear or conflict, but you must understand your own relationship with conflict in the process of expertification. Why set yourself up for such possibly painful experiences? Here's some of the value in expertifying yourself. Bullet points. 1. You can create significantly more revenue. 2. You can reach more people. 3. You can stake a claim in the marketplace where you are sought after and valued. 4. You can take a position in the marketplace that says you stand for something. When you stand for something, you're definitely going to have people standing against you. Be prepared internally for that to happen. Excuse me. Another challenge that you could face when you expertify yourself is what I call the multi-dimensional challenge. This is the inability to feel satisfied with or fulfilled when you challenge your, excuse me. Another challenge that you could face when you expertify yourself is what I call the multidimensional challenge. This is the inability to feel satisfied or fulfilled when you channel your energy into a particular area that you can claim. You might be exceptionally skilled in a number of areas so that focusing on one feels like you're putting yourself into a box. The key is to create a structure that gives you enough room as you claim your expert status. Using myself as an example, I have many talents. I'm an artist, performer, consultant, mentor, healer, teacher, spiritual channel, speaker, podcaster, and many other things. The list is long. So I have expertified myself in a way that allows me to use all of my talents under a big umbrella. In this way, I can fully express myself without causing confusion in the marketplace. I consult with and mentor visionary entrepreneurs and leaders who want the spiritual and practical support to feel confident, powerful, and prepared to be heard by millions. Uh, Trademark. My business, Empowered Messenger Enterprises LLC, doing business as Creative Age Consulting Group, can contain a lot of different programs, products, and services, including this book. Remember that being great are Remember that being great at a lot of things is wonderful, but all of those things aren't necessarily your genius. Here is an exercise to help you with your process of expertifying. Write down 10 skills that you have in areas in which you excel. After you do that, now write down 10 interests and activities that you really enjoy and all the reasons why you enjoy them. Review your lists and circle what excites you most. What excites you most is probably the area where you want to start thinking about expertifying yourself. Now, write down several different options using these skills or interests that will make you stand out. Be creative with this. One of my mentors is the queen of sales conversion, but a client is the maven of monetization, and I'm the empress of empowerment and wealthy life mentor for messengers. Play with finding an expert title for yourself. I have another client and colleague who calls herself the juicy marketing expert. It's fun to add expert or specialist at the end of queen or king at the beginning. Play around with a number of different expert titles that excite you and that are fun, creative, and outside the box. Make your titles specific and clear. I am the Empress who helps you to achieve empowerment and create a wealthy life as a result of sharing your wisdom. It's really clear what I'm here to do. right? Preparing your talk. When you, ooh, wow. When you expertify yourself, you need to create and deliver an expert talk that features and highlights both your expertise and also defines the precise people you are meant to serve and specifies how you intend to serve them. You may need to help you may need help creating your Be Heard by Millions expert speech. Getting out and speaking is the way you bring in revenue and build your list of prospects, the people who are interested in what you have to offer. This is also where knowing your speaker This is also where knowing your speaker magic is essential. Speaker magic is capitalized. If you still haven't taken the Be Heard by Millions Speaker Magic quiz at quiz.beheardbymillions.com, now is the time to do that. What is your Be Heard by Millions speaker magic? Can you write that down? Before I close this chapter on expertifying, I want to show you the Be Heard by Millions Messenger Mountain of Visibility as a visual tool to help you understand even more the value of expertifying yourself. The Be Heard by Millions Messenger Mountain of Visibility is a legacy of light as a star at the top, leaping leaders over emerging experts, over a pool of professionals. At the base of this mountain, everybody is swimming in the pool of professionals. The pool is filled with people who've come out of the job zone. The pool is filled the blue collar zone. They have acquired some kind of professional training or started their own business in a particular profession. Examples of people in the pool of professionals: teacher, artist, author, speaker, healer, coach, nurse, attorney, accountant, editor. When you're in the pool of professionals, you're swimming around with all the other teachers, artists, healers, consultants, etc. When you expertify, you emerge out of the pool and start to claim prosperity, money, cash, dollars. In the pool of professionals, you're safe because you look around and see what everyone else is charging. So you say, all of the other healers are charging between $75 and $150 per session. I'll put my website up and I will charge $150 because I've been doing this for 20 years. You're at the high end of the pool of professionals, but you're still swimming in the same pool, in that same pool. When you emerge out of the pool and expertify or claim yourself to be an expert, becoming an emerging expert, you move from the charging what everyone else charges or being in the same general vicinity and step into a place where you can choose what you want to charge. You claim your value in the marketplace and decide what your work is worth. You also choose who you want to work with. When you have emerged as an expert, you no longer have to differentiate yourself from others based on the number of years you've been in your field or the number of awards you've received. You no longer compete based on price. As an expert, you are also focused on results that you are able to support your clients with rather than amount of time you spend working with them. Let's look at that a little bit deeper so you can see exactly how valuable it is to both you and your prospective clients to expertify. Let's say you want to get started building your own business. How many hours do you imagine that might take to make that happen with the support of a professional business consultant? 10 hours? 50 hours? Hundreds of hours? The truth is, it does take time to put everything together, but if you hire someone by the hour to help you with this, who knows how long it might take and what you might end up paying, and whether or not they are even going to put you on the right track to get you to your goals and help you to align to your own personal destiny, This could add up to thousands and possibly even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's imagine instead that you already know right now that you want to be a bill to build, excuse me, imagine instead that you already know right now that you want to build a Be Heard by Millions virtual speaking business, trademarked. As one of the world's leading experts, I can get you to that result within a very specific time window and take you by the hand through my signature system, most of which is outlined in this book. In fact, some readers may be able to get all they need just from reading this book. Most of you, though, are going to need support specifically in getting your butts cracked and your lives transformed into new beliefs about what's possible for you. You may also need support in deepening your understanding of the steps to get the Be Heard by Millions virtual speaking business process implemented, and you will very likely have questions along the way and want to ask questions or get additional feedback, guidance, and direction from someone who is very skilled and capable in this area. That would be me. When people work with me to do this, I've charged anywhere from $18,000 to $250,000 to get them to this result, depending on the format within which we work together and the depth that they want to go in terms of building it out. I've generated multiple millions from home with my Be Heard by Millions virtual speaking business, trademarked. To me, an $18,000 or even a $250,000 investment is totally worth it to get the result of a virtual speaking business that has the potential to prosper you for as long as you want to be in the business. My clients around the world have generated in excess of $55 million applying my processes and using many of the strategies that I have developed in this area. I also recommend that as an expert, you create a process or system that is unique to your work. Right now, you are experiencing the benefit of my unique system. I'm sorry, I'm blocking her book. Sorry. I created the Be Heard by Millions solution, trademarked. Throughout the book, I am teaching you the systematic way I have created to be heard by millions, trademarked, and live your destiny. These are the exact steps that I took to build my own virtual speaking business, be heard by millions, and monetize my message. When you create a system, you suddenly have leverage. You no longer have to work with people one on one. With a system, you can work with people in groups. The beauty of a system is that your students can revisit the system at any time and go deeper. When they go through the process one time, they will understand it at that level. The next time, they will learn something else or get a new insight from the exact same material. You can study the Be Heard by Millions solution trademark many times, and you'll always get something new and different from it. You'll be a different you. You'll be a different you at that point. So you'll get a deeper understanding of the system and of your own capacity to utilize and activate the teachings in your life and business. So far, so good. Let's get the price of this book. Goodness gracious. Another cool and prosperous, where is it? Goodness gracious. Another cool and prosperous part of having your own system is that you can teach somebody else to teach it. Then you've leveraged yourself and your system even more. You could be out there now sharing success stories of the people who have gone through your system, and you don't even have to teach it. It's no longer all about you. It's about your system, and more importantly, about the success people can achieve by using it. When you expertify yourself, you focus your attention more on the people who are praying for your solution. The next level on the mountain of visibility consists of leaping leaders. Sometimes people just get this. They understand their true value and don't just emerge from the pool of professionals. No, they land immediately in the leadership space. What does that mean? It means you position yourself as a leader amongst experts. Leaping into leadership. There will still be some competition in terms of how you are going to claim leadership, and if nobody staked a claim in your area, you can be the first. Nobody had claimed the Empress of Empowerment, so I did. There are other people out there who call themselves empowerment experts, but nobody else is the Empress. That makes me a leaping leader. I understood the value of leverage, systems, group programs, and serving more people powerfully. I was propelled by the question, how am I going to pay my mortgage this month? When I went online, I was a single mom who had just gone through a $250,000 adventure in having my own art gallery and had burned through most of my money putting myself in debt. I could not swim around in the pool of professionals for too long. I needed to position myself not only as an expert, but as a leading expert in the area of empowering people to be messengers. I also had a clear deal with myself that I was going to make money doing it. I generated $500,000 in revenue in 3 years and nearly 2 million in the next 5 years because I claimed my value. If you have challenges around claiming your value, I highly recommend you get some help with that right away. I'd suggest you engage the services of a leader in that area. This is definitely something you want to get corrected right away because part of living your destiny is being handsomely compensated for your leadership and expertise so that you enjoy a fulfilling life and so that your entrepreneurship has plenty of fuel for the journey. Remember that expert status is not something you can fake. You have to be able to really own it and truly be an expert at delivering the results you have promised. In fact, you should strive to deliver your absolute best and celebrate your clients' results consistently and persistently to stay top of mind. As a result, when people are looking for a solution, your work or system will be their natural and logical choice. Take a deep breath. Okay, now we're on page 59. That was chapter 5, Expertify Yourself. And it is time to go into the quiz at BeHeardByMillions.com. Alrighty, so here we are on page 61 next time on Saturday. Goodness gracious, it is now 5:56 my time, and I was how many minutes late? So this made it a 40-minute chat here, and we are going to be heard by millions and live our destiny thanks to Angel B. Hartwell. Surprising. You see my eyes wide open? You see my eyes wide open? Like, ooh, because I can claim myself to be an expert in the aura of, or of uh, um, being an immigrant from the Chinese part of China, the Chinese part of East Asia, with cultural experiences. And I have to make that list of the 10 things I love to do and the 10 parts of my expertise. So you will see me working on this week. Okay? Old Kinderhook. Thanks.